Joy here. I'm back again with another live. I hope that everybody is doing swell and staying safe. So, like normal, you guys, this is not going to be too long. But I just wanted to come on here and share with you a topic that I was thinking about. And as usual, if you guys have any other topics that you want to talk about, please be sure to leave it underneath the comment box below, and we can kind of make a video like this. And I just wanted to say, if you have supported this channel in any way, I want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It means the world. Thank you for the sessions, thank you for the readings, thank you for the likes, the comments, everything, the donations. Love you guys so much. Please continue to keep doing that, because it definitely does help with the continuation of these videos. And I see that you guys like the shorts when I do the reading, so I'll continue to keep doing that. You guys can also let me know the type of readings. Excuse me, sorry about that, y'all. These bugs are out here. You guys can let me know the type of readings that you want me to do, so that way, we can continue doing that. But anyways, you guys, I wanted to talk a little bit about, do we secretly, just speaking generally as a collective, do we secretly want the narcissist to reach out to us, right? Now, that's a good question, right? Because it could mean different things for different people. So some of us, we may be waiting to hear back from the narcissist because of many reasons, right? It could be maybe you don't have closure. Maybe it could be you have questions that you want answered. Maybe it could be, maybe you might try to see if the narcissist has changed for the better. It could also be a thing where maybe you might be feeling lonely, you might be feeling sad, you might be feeling depressed, or whatever the case may be. So I just want you guys to be mindful of that, and just be aware of the intention. The reason why I brought that up, I'll keep it anonymous, but I had an individual that reached out, and we were talking about how the narcissist is actually looking at the individual's story. It's a female narcissist, right? In my opinion, female narcissists are the worst, but it is what it is. Hello there. So yeah. And so the individual was just wondering, like, hey, why is this person looking at my stories? Why are they liking my lives? This individual they have their own like YouTube channel, they do their thing. And they reached out to me, they booked a reading, and they also booked a session. So shout out to that individual. And make sure you guys give the video a like. But yeah, and so the individual was just saying, like, hey, why is this person liking my stories? And so anyways, the individual got advice to reach out to the narcissist. Hello, everyone. And so my personal thing is, I would never necessarily reach out to the narcissist unless the narcissist reaches out to me per se. And I asked the individual, like, hey, why reach out to the narcissist? Because everybody has a reasoning for a reasoning behind doing what they do, right? So I asked the individual, well, what is it that you're looking for, right? So there's different things. Like I said, it's validation. They're looking for answers. They're looking for closure. They're looking for a sense of peace and stuff like that. So apparently this individual, even though excuse me, they no longer deal with the narcissist, I think that female narcissist is actually married. It's a thing where that narcissist is still looking at that individual's stories. And so I know that made him question it. And a lot of the time, just so you guys know, if you're dealing with this particular situation and you have the same questions, just understand that the narcissist may look at your stories because, for one, they could either be bored. They may just want to know if you've moved on, maybe. It could also be maybe they want to see if that door is still open for them to come back and, use you in some way. They may want to know if they still have control over you, if they still have power, the power dynamic. Yes, like and share, everybody. Royal, thank you. Treasure. Yes. And everybody, make sure you leave a comment on what you think about this topic here. Anybody dealing with this situation. Also, make sure that you leave your mental health check, how you guys are feeling. Are you guys looking forward to the holidays this year? Put your hands up if you're looking forward to the holidays. Indigenous, what's up? Treasure, what's up? Everybody put how they're feeling, what they're doing today on the Sunday, beautiful Sunday. And so yeah, I was just kind of thinking about that. But yeah, so I was telling the individual, asking them why, no judgment, no criticism. We're just really trying to get to the bottom of, the reason as to why this individual wants either to reach out to the narcissist or if they want to hear from it. And the other reason, and I'm only saying this, you guys, because this was me many years ago, even though I was discarded by the narcissist, quote unquote, moved on to the new supply, secretly, I hoped that the narcissist would come back, right? Secretly, I hope that the narcissist would apologize, the narcissist would change for the better. And the thing is that never happens, And so a lot of the times, it takes an individual to, accept something that they can't change, accept that, they're not necessarily the problem, but, they're dealing with someone that has a personality disorder, but also, you do have to accept your responsibility. Sorry about that, y'all. Your responsibility that you played in that particular relationship. So I just wanted you guys to be mindful. So again, and we're going to talk about addictions now, and we'll also do a part 2, but any addictions that you might be dealing with. Another thing, it could be normal people deal with this too, but the narcissist also deals with, wanting what they can't have. A lot of people want what they can't have. So that also becomes attractive. That becomes alluring. It becomes a challenge. Like, you want to be like, okay, I want what I can't have. Let's say the narcissist is married, and, the narcissist used to deal with you, and maybe you are moving on with your life. You're being progressive and productive. And the narcissist is like, oh, I want them now. And so, it's like they want what they can't have. They may begin to find you, attractive, So you just want to be mindful of that. Hi. Yeah, like the live stream, everybody. Like. Yeah. So that is something to be aware of when it comes to, do you secretly want the narcissist to reach out to you? Are you secretly seeking an apology from the narcissist? Are you secretly, wanting questions answered? Do you secretly want validation from the narcissist? Because a lot of the times, unfortunately, sometimes you might have the opportunity to get validation. Sometimes you might have the ability to get your questions answered by the narcissist. And other times they're not going to do it. And the reason why they don't do it is due to the fact they want you to be stuck on them. They don't want you to move on with your life. And they really just want to have that ability to have access to you. Really, they just want access to you. They, like I said, they want power. They want control, over you, your feelings, your emotions. A lot of the times they kind of want you to stay single, right? They don't want you to date. They just want you to be miserable and sad, lonely, depressed, thinking about them, really. Especially if you moved on, or you decided, to no longer be in contact with the narcissist, that kind of thing. So just be mindful. Yeah, hit the like, everybody. Hit the like, and make sure you visit my website. You can find out about the services that I do offer. If it interests anybody, like I said, if you have supported this channel, thank you so much. Please continue to keep doing that. I really, really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. So yeah, and so I was thinking about that a lot. I was thinking like, wow, some of us, we secretly, not saying that you want to be with the narcissist per se, but thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, some of us, we secretly hope that the narcissist will come back, because some of us, maybe we actually love the narcissist. For some, maybe you love the love bombing. Maybe you really enjoyed that aspect of the relationship. A lot of the times that is what really kind of gets us, the love bombing stages and the phase, when it comes to dealing with the narcissist. You fall in love with that, with their false self, and you want that to come back around. That's what you hold on to. And what I found that, I was sharing with the individual today during our session, I was telling them like, hey, remember the bad things that the narcissist did. Remember how they made you feel. Remember how they abused you. Remember how they mistreated you. Remember the horrific things that they said, that they did to you, how they made you feel, and how they decided to um, really disregard your feelings, disregard, your concerns when it came to, being in a relationship and things like that, and how they actually chose someone else over you. I had to kind of remind that individual about that. And so, he kind of got centered and got back grounded, because a lot of times we can get emotional about it, and sometimes you have to ground yourself and really look at the reality instead of, how you want it to be, if that makes sense, right? Thank you, Ultimate Warrior. I appreciate it. So, yeah, you guys, and then, so yeah, we were talking about, do we secretly hope that the narcissist will reach out? And then the Hoovers, right? Do we secretly hope to be Hoovered? With Thanksgiving coming up, with Christmas coming up, the holiday time, Black Friday, Cyber Monday. A lot of us, we may be in contact with the narcissist. We may not be. For those of you that have narcissistic family dynamic, there's a lot of drama going on. There's a lot of chaos, a lot of mayhem. So for some of you, you may have to partake in that, and others of you, it's just kind of like, maybe you might have to, set boundaries and, be assertive and, try your best not to feel guilty about it, or maybe you might have limited contact, because I know some people are like, they don't want to go no contact with their parents, or they don't want to go no contact with their family members. It's really up to you and the severity of the abuse, so you want to be careful about that. So so yeah, and then also I wanted to talk a little bit about like addictions. So when it comes to, after you deal with abuse, a lot of the times we might figure out, okay, like there was a part that we played in the situation, so we have to kind of take responsibility, right? And a lot of us, we don't really like to do that, because it takes us looking at ourselves and say, hey, okay, so what was it about this narcissist that attracted me, right? Was it that I had, an abandonment issue? Did I have a low self-esteem? Was I lonely? Was I depressed? Was I desperate? Was I trying to people please? Was I, being a pushover, that kind of thing? So it's just kind of taking a look at that particular addiction that you might have, or that insecurity, or, whatever challenge that's coming up for you, and kind of just looking at it and just working through it. Again, there's no judgment. There's no, beating yourself up about, you being like in a toxic relationship or an abusive relationship. It's just kind of like, hey, recognize it, stop the cycle when you can, and just move past it, and just kind of, work towards having healthier relationships, healthier friendships. And for some, maybe it's your family that's toxic, right? Maybe you have toxic family members. Maybe you have toxic work environments. We'll talk about that in another video, but excuse me. But yeah, it's just like, be careful about that kind of stuff. And so, and I also do want to talk about work bullies, work harassment. I know the other video that I did, the individual did comment on that. We're going to do another video on that, talking more. But this one, I really wanted to touch on it, because I feel like a lot of people, we do have that sense of hope, that because, we see that the narcissist has quote unquote changed for whoever, let's say whoever they marry or whoever they start to date or whatever. We might think, oh, they're changed. Could I, maybe I can get a better version of them if they come back and leave that person. Maybe I can be better than that individual. It's like, no. And don't think for a second that that individual is getting treated better than you. Let's say if they're with someone else, or they're married to someone else, or they have a child with someone else. It doesn't mean that they're going to change. The only thing that means is, a lot of the times they just need a supply. Narcissists cannot be by themselves. They have to be with someone. They can't be alone, because they're codependent individuals. And so so that's the thing. So if you are by yourself right now, if let's say you got out of the abuse, that is nothing wrong with that. It's okay to be single. It's okay to be alone. A lot of the times you can hear from God, build that relationship with God. That's the most important relationship that you will ever have. That's one of the biggest things that I've learned thus far. So, be mindful, right? But I hope that this video was helpful, answering some questions about that. Like I said, if you have any other like questions or answers that you feel you need answered, I hope that makes sense. If you have questions, book a session with me or book a reading with me, and maybe we can talk through that particular concern that you might have, or try to dig deeper into finding out, okay, so what it is exactly that you're looking for, and how you can move past that, because a lot of the times that's what's kind of holding us back from being happy in life, and holding us back from being progressive and productive and constructive, because we're still holding on to hope with the narcissist, right? So it's really about a mindset shift, and just kind of taking a good look at the reality of it, and being honest with yourself, and just really forgiving yourself, right? Forgive yourself, and really just make peace, understand that there's some things that you can't change, right? Only thing that you can change is yourself. You can't change anyone else but you, right? So anyway, I hope that this video was helpful. Make sure that you guys give this video a like, share, and subscribe. Let me know, what was your takeaway? Did you guys learn anything? You holding on to hope with the narcissist? And who's going to be around the narcissist for the holidays? Raise your hand. Anybody going to be around the narcissist during Thanksgiving or Christmas coming up, or Black Friday? Anyone have narcissistic parents in the room? Anybody living with their parents that are narcissists? So, but yeah, we'll do another video, you guys. But till the next time, take care. Bye, guys.